Somebody left the faucet on, Politoed is outside, and the ceiling has a hole in it. All kinds of shit just leaked from CoroCoro. And if you guys want to see what I'm going to be talking about, you can go to Cerebi. This is where I got all the information on the new CoroCoro leaks. But I know that I'm making this video as soon as I see the information. So prior to making this video, there could possibly be more translations, more information. But as of right now, this is the most up-to-date news that has been released. So let's go ahead and hop right into this because there is so much information that has just been released. It's not even funny. So we finally know XERNEAS and YVELTA'L's typing. XERNEAS is going to be a pure fairy type, while YVELTA'L is going to be a dark and flying type, which is very, very cool. I mean, I knew from the beginning that I couldn't put my finger on what kind of typing XERNEAS was going to have because it didn't look like any type of Pokemon that I've ever seen before. YVELTA'L is kind of self-explanatory. It did look kind of like a dark and flying type Pokemon. For a legendary Pokemon, I'm not sure about the typing because most legendary Pokemon have like pretty, you know, immaculate typing, pretty great typing. But dark and flying is kind of, I mean, it's not bad at all because, you know, one of my favorite Pokemon, Honchkrow, is a monster and it has that typing. But I kind of expected it to be a dragon type, but dark and flying is definitely very interesting, especially with XERNEAS being a fairy type. That's pretty cool. Along with the typing of the Pokemon, we actually got their abilities. XERNEAS is going to have an ability called Fairy Aura, while YVELTA'L is going to have one called Dark Aura, and they both power up their Fairy and Dark type moves respectively. That might be a little broken because along with Stab, to have an ability that powers up your Stab moves, that's like your moves are going to be doing almost double what they're supposed to be doing. So it's like every move is super effective. So I'm not sure about how that's going to affect the game. But we all, like, from that we can gather that YVELTA'L and XERNEAS are going to be very powerful Pokemon. Speaking of very powerful stab moves that will be boosted up by these abilities, XERNEAS has a move called Geo Control, and YVELTA'L has one called Deathwing. Deathwing. Deathwing? I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the English translation because you know how Americans are all, you know, protective and blah 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 blah. I'm fairly certain that's not going to be the English translation of YVELTA'L's new move. But like I said, YVELTA'L was actually shown to have a signature type dark move in the trailer of one of the trailers that we saw earlier. So that move being powered up by its Dark Aura along with its Dark Stab is just going to be incredibly powerful. But anyways, we're moving right along. Pancham. We get to see Pancham, my boy Kung Fu Panda, evolves into a Pokemon called Kuranda. That's the Japanese name. It hasn't been translated into English yet, as far as we know. And it has the ability Iron Fist, so that's going to be cool. It's a fighting and dark type. Ooh, we get a Scrafty double so soon, so soon. And it has Hammer Arm, and it has a new method of evolution, which has not been specified just yet. I'm sure we'll get more information on this in the next coming days. But moving right along, there are some squid Pokemon, and they're going to be called Maika, the rotation Pokemon, and it's going to evolve into Caramanero, the reversal Pokemon, and they're both dark and psychic type Pokemon. So we have two new type Pokemon, dark and psychic, get destroyed by U-turn. Pop! Scizor's not going to have any problem with these Pokemon, but that's besides the point. We have a dark and psychic type Pokemon. That's pretty impressive. It has a number of resistances, a number of, you know, neutralities. It even has, no, it doesn't have any immunity. Oh, it has a psychic immunity, but then again, like, it's not like anybody's gonna want to use psychic against this Pokemon regardless. But dark and psychic, that's very interesting. I'm glad they're adding new type combinations. They always do, but this is a very interesting one that people have probably been asking for a while. So Maika has a new move called Turnover, which is said to reduce stat changes, and it's a dark type move. I'm not really sure exactly what that means. They didn't really specify, you know, exactly what that meant. But reverse stat changes, I'm not really sure what the hell that means. Like, so if a Pokemon uses Swords Dance, you use Turnover, they go back to 0. Is that how it works? That's what it's sounding like at the moment. But I'm going to be very interested to see more details on that move because as a competitive player, that sounds very, very useful. Although I guess you could just use Haze and you'd get the same result. So I'm not really sure how this move is going to be different from Haze now that I think about it. But I guess we'll see. Moving right along, we have a new fairy type Pokemon called Puraphafu. Obviously, that's the Japanese name as of now. And it's, yeah, like I said, it's a fairy type. Its ability is a new one called Sweet Pale, which prevents your allies from falling asleep. So this is going to be huge. huge in VGC, incredibly huge. This Pokemon is going to be on every single VGC team, I guarantee it, because VGC, there's no sleep clause, it's double battles, it's the perfect opportunity to put multiple Pokemon to sleep. And as a matter of fact, in the very last, if you watch the VGC Championships on Jaywood's channel, the winning match had an Amoonguss on one of the teams, and he put both Pokemon to sleep. So something like this would have completely prevented that, and I guarantee this is going to be seen a lot in doubles and maybe even triple battles. But it's called the Cotton Candy Pokemon, and it has a new move called Drain Kiss. Cotton Candy Pokemon. I don't want to hear anybody talk about my boy Honedge when we have a Cotton Candy Pokemon and a Vanilla Ice Cream Cone Pokemon. Everybody fall back. But yeah, it has a new move called Drain Kiss, and it's exclusive to Pokemon X. The new Pink Bird Pokemon is going to be called Shushup, obviously the Japanese name, and is Fairy type. So we have a lot of Fairy types, a lot. It is the Perfume Pokemon and has the ability of Healer. It knows the move Aromatherapy. This Pokemon is going to be exclusive to Pokemon Y. So if you guys want one of these Pokemon, you should choose wisely. I'm going to get both games anyway, so I don't really care, bitch! So last but not least, we have a bunch of information on Pokemon we've already seen. Honedge is going to have the ability No Guard. This could be huge. It doesn't have Levitate, which is kind of a bummer for me. But No Guard, oh my lord. Depending on this thing's moveset, this thing could be a monster. My boy Sammy was just telling me if it has Hypnosis, that could be oh, what? I mean, Spore exists, so it's not really a big deal. But Hypnosis would be huge. He just asked me if it got any one-hit KO moves. We don't know that yet, but it'd probably get banned immediately. But it has No Guard. Clauncher is going to be exclusive to Pokemon X, while Skrelp is going to be exclusive to Pokemon Y. And there's a new gym leader with robot arms called Shitoron. Yeah, anyways, bypass that name, because that's definitely not going to be the English name. I'm not sure if you guys missed the obvious pun in the name, but anyways. And then we have another gym leader called Zakuro, and the professor is called Puratanu. He will occasionally battle you. So we have a battling professor. The professor is going to battle us. And then the evil team in the game, which is pretty huge, is going to be called Team Flare. Woo! Ric Flair, nigga! Koro is offering special XERNEAS and YVELTA'Ls figures if you pre-order the games and send in a form. So that has been the massive update. I'm really excited about this game now. The more information I get, the more I want this game. I cannot wait 3 months. I'm about to build me a time machine and go over to October 12th. You feel me? Buy me about 18 copies of the game, give them out to my friends. We're gonna battle, I'm gonna crush them all, and it's gonna be a good time. Ugh. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I can't contain myself. But Honedge with No Guard. What? What? I don't even know what to say. Alright, anyways, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to do my best to update you guys as much as possible. But until then, I am out of here. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out. Bye.